Hello and welcome, welcome, welcome to Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane. You guys, I got my fun little springtime hat on. You guys, there's nothing better than like wearing a hat that just makes you feel really good, right? So I was that girl back in the 90s that used to wear the hats from the show Blossom. Now I'm telling my age because I am 45, but I own that proudly. And I really do love a good hat. Plus, if you are open to your woo, you'll know that we use our crown chakra to connect to the spiritual realms. And this is a way to help contain that information if you get overloaded, because your girl over here has that experience quite often. I get so much information and so many downloads sometimes that it's a lot. So if I put something to cover my crown, it helps with the pressure and all the information coming in. But it's also cute. It's just really fun. And I've been really just playing in the field of possibility, exploring my inner child, letting her have fun. I feel like my video is creating some glare with the sun over here. I'm not sure which way to go. We're just going to leave it, not worry about it, and trust that it'll be just fine. So you guys, today I have some things I want to talk about. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about how the veil is really thin right now. The veil is so thin. What does that mean? That means that that line that is between the physical and this current 3D dimension that we are experiencing is also merging with the spiritual realms. So that line that's between the two worlds is very thin right now. And what that means for the collective is many of us are receiving divine downloads and lots of information, psychic abilities, connection, telepathy. So if you have been having experiences, say perhaps that you are thinking about your friend or thinking about your mom, and then literally within minutes or sometimes even seconds, they are calling you or texting you. This is amplified right now. It's on another level, which is exciting because more people are waking up to their psychic abilities. Remember, we entered into the age of Aquarius. That means nothing will be the same. That means we are leveling up into a place where we actually break free from this matrix. We break free from the illusion and we start to step into who we actually are and what we came for. And I want to share something with you. I want to share a little bit of my personal journey and an experience that I had over the last, I would say, well, this journey has been forever, my whole life, but the last year and a half specifically. So I'm going to talk a little bit about plant medicine and how it can support your woo and how it can open your psychic abilities and do so many other things. I come from a corporate space of what I like to reference pharmaceuticals. I accidentally, which I don't believe in accidents, so it wasn't an accident, called pharmaceuticals pharmaceuticals. And I started thinking about it. I was like, well, from my perspective, it kind of is that because actually the oils and the tinctures, the plants, the crystals are our pharmaceuticals, the things that come from the earth. When you think of pharmaceutical, think of FARM. Does it grow? Yes, crystals grow in the ground, like they're created from the components within the earth. So when you think about humanity shifting, and you think about how the average human is accessing 10% of their brain, but did you know that psychics are accessing more? Did you know that I don't believe in neurodivergency? I like to call it neuroefficiency. It's a different way of compartmentalizing information. And because the old systems that we've created for ourselves don't allow us to express it in an authentic, unique way for it to be utilized at its full capacity, I'm helping to bring awareness into the world about how this is actually a gift and how the plant medicines can support us in the journey. A year and a half ago, after a very long-term relationship, I separated from my partner, and it was very difficult. And it's the deepest grief I've ever experienced. I thought I understood grief until I went through this experience, and I needed to go through it. I got to discover and learn so many things. I often say some of our greatest gifts are wrapped in poo. They don't always look bright and shiny, but if we can extract out the golden nuggets, they're there for you to receive. In this experience, in that relationship, I don't see it as a loss. I see it as one of my greatest gains. And while we may not be together as a couple any longer, I can pull out and extract the golden nuggets. And what I discovered in that relationship was my self-worth. And there's no value I could ever place on that. So it was such a powerful relationship to have danced in for 11 years and taught me so much. And through that grief, I was able to use plant medicine, cannabis specifically, to support my depression, my anxiety, and the overwhelm that I had as we were moving through the physical separation of the home and the one that we all struggle with when we go through a separation like that, the division of finances. And so it was creating a lot of fear. Where am I going to live? What's it going to look like on the other side of this? Will I be able to navigate this? And so the plant medicine was something that I, before this point, had only utilized as a sleep aid. I am a mother of 6 in 2014. After working for that pharmaceutical company, I was on the pharmaceuticals, or like I was calling them, pharmaceuticals, and I was taking prescription medication for sleep aid. And it was suggested that perhaps I could stop taking that and I could have some plant medicine, some cannabis, to support my sleep. So that was in 2014. I worked in corporate. It wasn't allowed. I had to be quiet. And now I live in Missouri, and it is legal here for medicinal and rec. That makes me very happy. The reason being is because I am so clear and how it's such a powerful catalyst to supporting self-care and specifically helping women. There's an activation that occurs when we dance with the medicine, and it helps us to embody our feminine energy. And I joined a group called the STL Canna Moms last year when I was looking for other like-minded individuals and where I could share in my cannabis consumption without the shame and the stigma that went around it. Little did I know that would open many doorways, many pathways and opportunities have come from this. And this past weekend, I attended, it was the weekend before last, so not quite 2 weeks ago, I attended a STL Canna Mom event. We had Canna Bingo, and CNN was there to cover this. And that let me know truly the significance and the recognition that this is getting and the power that we can have to actually support moms and humanity overall. Yesterday, it aired. The clip and the 4-minute interview and coverage of that experience aired on CNN, and my STL Canna Moms were posting all over Facebook. There's a spot and during the interview where there's me sitting at the table. I didn't consume at the event because I was on a canna break. I wanted to reestablish my relationship with it, so I took a 30-day break. And I was so supported by the canna moms sitting around me. They're like, "Oh, would you like some?" And I said, "No, I'm on a canna break." And they were cheering me on. No one was like, "Well, what are you doing here?" They were like, "That's amazing that you're on a break, but you still came." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to be with my people because I feel seen and supported. And this is my act of self-care. I'm the self-care oracle. I teach people how to love themselves and to nurture themselves. And here I am aligned with another group of people that are doing the same thing." And little did I know that that interview would air, and I'm sitting there casually playing, showing up in my fun hat and my goddess energy because I've been loving all of me and feeling really great about myself and just being in my authentic truth and expression and my essence. And the caption underneath blew my mind when I got the screenshot of the picture of me in the scene, because it literally said the word self-care under it. And I identify and call myself the self-care oracle. Those are the signs and synchronicities that we welcome when we welcome our woo into our space. Everything is code. And if you can begin to see the signs and synchronicities and put the puzzle pieces together, there's a story to be told. And I uncovered my story. I had pieces dropping in over the last couple of years, but there were pieces and holes that were missing, and it all became so clear yesterday. And I had this powerful breakthrough and understanding what was going on. And this is what I have to say. It was the spark that lit the movement. I am on a mission with my movement, United We Lead, to create global wealth and global health. This is how we heal the planet. I began selling drops with a company called Partner.co, homeopathic drops that help support your body in so many ways. And I got to thinking, this is how we create the health and the wealth. It's by creating work that is not in a structure that makes us feel drained, overutilized, underpaid, exhausted, depressed. We create systems and services that support us for the highest good, that allows us to thrive in our gifts and to support the overall well-being of humanity. We utilize resources that allow us to simplify things. There's a lot of negative connotation around AI, but if you actually use AI for the highest good, you can change the whole world. So I'm excited to gather the people. I'm hosting an event locally here in St. Louis, April 5th, activating the Army of Light, those that came to help create the shift and the change. And I've never felt more aligned or more excited about it. And I want to welcome in all those that seek to create change. And I'm just going to flat out say, I need support. So if this feels like something that is calling your heart and you want to know more about it, please reach out to me. I want to have conversations. I want to hear from you. Find me on Facebook, Sarah Jane Patton, or my Facebook group is Welcome Your Woo with Psychic Sarah Jane, or you can email me at welcomeyourwoo@gmail.com. This mission is on my heart so big that I will continue to show up in whatever platform and spaces that I can for my voice to be heard and amplified. I don't believe in coincidences. And being in this space and on this platform, I know is going to help create massive change for the entire world, and I'm here for it. So I'm going to take a moment to pull a card for the collective and see what the message is for us based on the information I've just shared. And then I'm going to take our first caller. All right, we've got 2 cards here. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. The signs and synchronicities let us know that those are the divine codes coming through that are the messages from the spiritual realms. We are being guided from outside of this physical experience, but it's a matter of paying attention. So right now, the message that I have for anyone and everyone listening is pay attention more than you ever have about the signs and synchronicities and start writing them down. They're here to tell you a story. So if you start seeing repetitive numbers, symbols, signs, songs, synchronistic to your thoughts, your card pulls, document them and figure out what your guides are trying to tell you. The second card we have is Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? And this just validates the invitation that I put out forth to you a moment ago, saying if you feel called to this, this is double validation. If you feel called to hear more about what I have to say, if you feel called to know more about my mission and know me as a person and what I came to do, this is your sign to follow that. What are you being called to journey to? Trust the cards. They don't lie. They always tell the truth. I'll do one more as a final closeout for it. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Self-care is the catalyst to healing the planet. That's what I teach, is how to put your self-care first. We as women especially don't always know how to prioritize that when we are providers and givers to so many others. We don't know how to nurture ourselves. And guess what? I'm a mom of 6 and I've mastered this. And I'm here to show everyone else how to do it, whether you're a mom or not, whether you're a woman or not. I'm here to show everyone, because everyone has the opportunity to fall completely in love with themselves and imagine what the world would look like if we all loved ourselves. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and take our caller. Joining us right now is Alexis in East Chicago, Indiana. Hi, Alexis. I don't know if we're having a glitch issue. I do not hear Alexis yet. All righty. Well, while we wait, let's see what the mermaids have to say. We're having a technical difficulty, which your girl over here has been experiencing lots of electronic interference, and I just have to roll with it. When you're vibing so high, you're going to interfere with the electronics, y'all. It's the truth. What do the mermaids have to say to us today? Hi, Alexis from East Chicago, Indiana.
What is he going to? Oh.
Hi, Alexis. Can you hear me? I think we are still having a technical. All right, I think we're gonna go to a different caller, you guys. Give me just a moment. Let's see what the mermaids have to say. Be spontaneous. Well, guess what? Sometimes we got to just roll with the things, you guys. We have to be in flow, but being spontaneous is about letting that inner child out, allowing yourself to be curious, to be playful, like seeing what's available to you through that childlike wonder and that sense of playfulness and curiosity. It's a great way to support your self-care. Mystery. The mysteries are revealing themselves with the codes that I just mentioned, bringing through all of those divine codes. The blueprints are being revealed is what I'm being told. So we are uncovering and remembering actually who we were. So if you're starting to remember your past lives, that is an activation that has been amplified out to the planet right now. I am one that is experiencing that on another level. I've been experiencing my life as a witch in Ireland. So back in the day, definitely a thing. You know why we're experiencing those past lives and why they're coming through? Because we are breaking free. That's the next card I have here is we're breaking free. We're breaking those chains. Did you know that your body is actually made up of more than 70% water? It's more like 95% water. And water holds memory. Water holds codes, okay? It knows. That means if your body is made up of that much water and you've had multiple lives, it remembers the past lives. Your conscious mind may not remember, but your subconscious and your body actually does. So as we move through these experiences and the past lives are coming through, it's because we're breaking free from the trauma that kept us from stepping into our full power. And so that memory is surfacing so that we can break free and not allow those things to stop us anymore. Okay, let's move to another caller. It looks like we have Wendy in Mississippi. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Can you hear me? It looks like you guys were just going to have tech issues. I'm only giggling because, like, I've experienced so much of this lately that all I can do is laugh and roll with it. I can't even get upset or mad about it. I'm just vibing so high that it's such interference. So, Wendy, are you here? If not, I will just keep rolling with what I'm doing here. I'm hearing the song. I just pulled this, right? Breaking Free. I'm hearing the song, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side. That's some Doors music going on. My clairaudience likes to come through as music. That's actually one of the ways, you guys, we receive codes and downloads and information is through song and music and your clairaudience. Let's see what the cards have to say about that. I don't think we're having callers today. It's not working and it's okay. I'm rolling with it. Magic. Oh, oh, it's magic. You know, I'm hearing that song as well because the magic is happening all around us right now. In order to like really receive the magic, you have to know it's unfolding. Yes, we start to doubt it, but it is the signs and the synchronicities that will begin to show you how it's so magical, and it will help reveal the story. But trust in the magic because this is where the fun is at. Your little inner child doesn't need to know how it was done. If you told a child that they were going to receive $5 million tomorrow, they would say, oh my gosh, where can I go spend it? I'm going to buy this. I'm going to do this. They will never stop to ask you how they're getting it. You know why? Because their mind doesn't need to know how. They trust that it's coming and believe that it is. It's only when they start to perceive the illusion and they take on the limiting beliefs and the projections of others and the false identities that they start to see the limitation and believe that they have to know how it's coming. You don't have to know the how. FTH, forget the how. Or there's another word you can plug in there too. I know you can think of that word that starts with an F that is a way to also say that, okay? If you want to get real in your power and energy about it, forget the how. The how doesn't matter. It's your why. It's your why and your attention behind it. And here's the key to manifesting. This is a breakthrough I had yesterday. Okay, we've been taught about the law of attraction, the law of assumption, all the universal laws to support us in manifesting, but we don't talk about the intention behind it. If you want to manifest at a rapid fire speed, be sure be so clear that the intention that you're coming from is coming from a place of love. If your intention is coming from love, it is more likely to manifest because it's inevitable. If you're coming from love, if you're coming from greed, if you're coming from scarcity, if you think you have to manifest it because you aren't going to be able to survive if you don't make your house payment or have food, if you're coming from that energy, you're operating and manifesting out of scarcity and it doesn't work. You have to operate out of a knowing and believing that it's possible and manifest out of love. Let's see what else the cards have to say. Oh, awareness. Awareness is everything. And that's what's happening. All of these new codes, these new information, these divine downloads are coming into our awareness right now. And what happens when it comes into our awareness? That's the most magical moment, because once it comes into your awareness, it becomes a choice. It's no longer sitting in the subconscious, it's in the conscious mind, and it now becomes a choice, and you get to choose. And sometimes we get to choose over and over and over again. But this is how we break the cycles, the chains that have kept us stuck. We're breaking free from that. Remember, we got the breaking free card just a moment ago, but your awareness is everything. So look for those signs and synchronicities, pull your cards, use your pendulum. The divination tools are here to support you. And I'm specifically talking about Oracle. Don't get me wrong. Tarot's amazing and it has its place. But right now, the collective is being called to lean on your Oracle cards. Those have pre-channeled messages in a book that you can go reference and look in there and read the message for you. And I promise, whatever the message is in that book for you, it's for you. It's a validation to what you're going through or an indicator of what you need to know, or perhaps triggers a thought that leads you into the healing that is needed. These are powerful tools, accessible very easily to people, and I encourage you to utilize them. I'm also being told to remind the collective right now that if there were two crystals that you should be working with right now, it is rose quartz and clear quartz. Rose quartz is encoded into the Mama Gaia and the earthly energy and the code of 23. I'm going to be talking more about this. That is part of the tree of life. Whew. It's a lot of energy to process and move through and taking all of this in, but it's very important. So pay attention to the rose quartz, and the clear quartz is an amplifier, especially if you work with Lemurian clear quartz. These are amplifiers. The clear quartz can amplify anything. It can amplify your cards. It can amplify your healing if you do energy work. It can amplify the work of the other crystals. So you can use clear quartz to amplify the rose quartz if you're working to heal, especially your heart. Many of us have broken hearts from this lifetime and past lives. And right now, the heart's being called to be nurtured and loved. Let's see what other messages we have, because we will be closing out in a few minutes. And it doesn't appear that we'll have a caller today, and that's all right. We tried. Memories. The past memories are coming online. You are going to remember your past lives. They are being activated. You will have glimpses of it in dreams. You will be doing something and suddenly you remember something. You'll have an injury from this lifetime that suddenly you'll have a knowing or an observation of a past life where you had a similar injury. Sometimes we have them over and over again. Why? Because the memory is within the body. It's in the coding of the water that's held within the body. We often recreate it. Let's see what else there is to say. I'm shuffling cards. Sometimes they fly right out. Sometimes it takes a moment. Oh, yeah, that one flew. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. This is validating our divine feminine energy right now, that we're really being called to work in our flow. In order to be in flow, we have to create our solid foundation and our structure, though. So get clear on who your legs of support are. Get clear on your financial support, because your finances is part of your support and your foundation. Your flow is your spiritual connection, your intuition. It is your ability to dance as things shift and move. And when you lay the solid foundation, you can go with the flow. All right, you guys. I am super excited to have been here today to share all of this with you. Please make sure you go follow me on all the platforms because I'm making waves and big things are coming. I'm excited to launch my brand partnership with partner.co. These drops are helping so many people. Please make sure you ask me about them. They can help you lose weight, lower your cortisone levels. There's so many different things I could tell you about it, but it's absolutely here to support humanity on a level that I know can create health, and I'm not going to stop talking about it. And I'm going to keep connecting this to the woo. So thank you so much for being here. Until next time, you guys, I will see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.